Good morning. Well, once again, we welcome you to our Office of Community Outreach Update Show. And we're just excited to bring you the many programs and activities that MCC is proud to offer our community and our students. Each program that we present highlights different activities, different programs that can be beneficial to our students. And we're glad that you're here. These are programs that will support our community partners as well as those that are in Muskegon and surrounding counties workforce. So today we are very happy to have with us Mr. Dan RINSEMA-SYBENGA, who is the Dean of Workforce and Talent Development here at MCC. And Dan, how long have you been here with us?
I've been working at MCC for 5 years, 3 years in the workforce development capacity, and before that in the Office of Community Relations.
Wonderful. Well, first, Dan, we spoke last year and we introduced our viewers to what your department does. And today, since it's been almost a year, I would like for you to expound a little more on this and tell our viewers just what these activities are and how they are a help to our students.
Sure. Workforce development is obviously a huge topic, and basically it means we're trying to get any residents of our community ready to work in the workforce for a local company, organization, or what have you. Here at MCC we approach that in two different ways. So basically they're programs that are going to get you career ready. We do that on a 4-credit basis. We have many college credit classes that are career oriented, and we also have non-credit trainings, which are again hoping to impart skills that will lead to employment. But those non-credit options can be shorter, a little bit more flexible, and so there's just a couple of different ways that we approach workforce development here at MCC. But overall, we are looking to engage people however we can and create them paths to employment.
Wonderful. Now, what is your perspective as to the need in Muskegon County for this type of endeavor?
Sure. If you drive through Muskegon County today, I just saw the other day there was a Watch Muskegon, Watch Us Go billboard, and it says that there's over 1,000 jobs that are open currently in Muskegon County. So obviously there's a need for people to fill jobs that may require some training, and there are people who may not have full employment who could take those jobs. The key is finding a good match between the employer, the job that they're advertising, and the skills of a prospective employee to fill those. So that's where we stand in the gap and try to make that connection. So it's clear to us that in Muskegon County there's a definite need for that training and for that bridging activity to make our residents successful and make our companies and organizations successful.
Well, that's great. Now, what is your short-term and what would be your long-term goal for this particular program here?
Sure. In terms of workforce development, a short-term goal would be meeting more immediate employment needs. So that would be the 1,000 jobs that are open right now. So we work with our partners like West Michigan Works, Muskegon Area First, the Lakeshore Chamber, to kind of figure out what those hot jobs are and to try to create trainings that will fill them, and that's on a short-term basis. We also spend quite a bit of time talking with employers as well as think tanks in the Grand Rapids and West Michigan region. There's a group called Talent 2025 that our President Nesberry is a board member of, and those are more looking at long-term needs, how our workforce is changing in terms of possibly baby boomers retiring or new fields evolving. So those are more long-term kind of insights into our workforce. So we're kind of paying attention on both end so that we can deliver a current workforce, but also down the road a future workforce that meets our community's needs.
Now, you speak about these types of programs. Just for a second, give us a few of the names of some of these programs that could be beneficial.
Sure. So on the credit side, we have a number of our what we'll call career-ready degree and certificate options, and those kind of fall under the different academic departments we have at Muskegon Community College. The ones that we tend to think of as more career-oriented and applied are programs in the applied technology area, which includes manufacturing and auto services. The business department, which has a lot to do with positions generally in the business field, including the computer information systems, or IT. And then we have also a number of health degrees and certificates, and those as well can lead directly to employment. So that kind of summarizes the credit options in terms of things that we offer to the community. In terms of non-credit, those can be, some of the time we are directly working with a workforce partner, and the trainings may not be open to the public. If we're working, for example, on a jail reentry program, like currently we're working with a group called 70x7 and the Exit program in downtown Muskegon for people who are being released from jail. So obviously that's a confined group to go through. We also do non-credit trainings actually for employees at companies, and those would benefit the companies, but they're just geared towards those employers. We do have a couple of programs that are open to the public that are non-credit. One of those is the Advanced Manufacturing Institute, and we will be running another version of that or edition of that in January 2016. And that's a program that the general public could sign up for. They can also sign up for our credit options, but this is an 8-week program every day, Monday through Thursday from 4 to 7, where people get an intense introduction to the world of manufacturing and how to accomplish some basic skills and competencies that would make them more valuable in the manufacturing workplace.
Wonderful. So I guess we could surmise that most of your trainings, and well, not most of them, but a lot of your trainings are handled with the employer, getting the student ready for the employer's need that they have at that time.
Yes, yep. So we work with two distinct audiences. When we work with the employers, we're most of the time they've recruited the employee and they're new to the job and they need additional training, or sometimes they've even been on the job for some amount of time, but in order to progress to the next position within their organization, they need to have some specialized training. So then we would specifically gear a training for those employees. And then again, for the public, it would be more, general introduction and broadly preparing them for, the broad range of possible employment opportunities in the area they're interested in.
Okay, and I hear you say possible. So will the student be guaranteed employment, or is this just, how can we state that to the students so they can get an understanding of what this does for them? Are they guaranteed employment?
When we just have students come through our credit programs, no, they would not be guaranteed employment. And even when we're doing a non-credit training that's just open to the public and when folks are unemployed, we don't really have any guaranteed employment programs with employers. But I can say that we do work with a number of employers, and in specific programs like the Advanced Manufacturing Institute or certain manufacturing programs, we do work a lot with employers and are able to make connections to employment when students are looking for an entry-level job or a mid-level job, appropriate to where they are with their educational journey and when they would like to seek employment. We try to place them at the time that works best for them. So even if that just means taking one class and then looking for some entry-level employment or completing a whole degree, we will work with them. But it's not guaranteed, but I can say that we have some great instructors and some great support staff who have connections to companies in the community and can really kind of facilitate that process.
Well, that's great to hear, and I guess we just tell, for layman terms, give them a leg up in the process.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we're almost out of time, and I do want to give some time to some grants that you've been working on and to give you an opportunity to talk to us about the successfulness of those grants and some other things that you might want to highlight. So you have about 2 minutes to share with the audience on those things.
Thank you. Yes, as you may have heard, Muskegon Community College has embarked on a downtown center in downtown Muskegon, and there's been a couple of grant announcements related to that. We're very excited about the project and the grants that are going to help us. Just to make sure that everyone's aware, Muskegon Community College did purchase the former Muskegon Chronicle building at the corner of 3rd and Clay, downtown Muskegon, and is planning to transform that into our Applied Technology Center. So our manufacturing programs will be moving from our main campus to that location. The two grants that we're especially pleased about, one is a $4.1 million equipment grant, and that will help those programs to purchase equipment in the area of machining, welding, robotics, electronics, and others to supplement what we have, but also take those programs into the next century and to, again, as we look further down the road, even beyond short-term needs to long-term needs, equipment that's going to allow our instructors to produce students who fulfill that workforce need. The second grant was a $2.5 million grant from the Economic Development Administration, which is a part of the Federal Department of Commerce. That grant will help to renovate the building. So at this time, the approximate budget for renovating the downtown center is about $16 million. And so this $2.5 million will help to make that happen. So you'll see a lot of changes as we get close to bidding this project and then embarking on renovations starting in winter or spring in 2016. There'll be a lot taking place to change the structure, open it up, and make it, welcoming to the public and our students, and very functional in terms of an excellent learning environment for our students and our community. So we're very excited about that.
Wow, that sounds exciting. I wish we had more time to embark on more discussion.
Sure.
But as time go on, will there be any touring for the community and for students to come down and see what's happening?
Yes, we've been offering tours on Friday afternoons if people call the college, so we can do that. We've held a number of open houses. Once we get to the construction phase, that probably will wind down a little bit for safety concerns, but we will be making it open to the public, and when we get close to finishing, of course, we're going to be very excited to show that off.
Okay, and what is your projected date?
We are hoping for the August 2017 semester to the fall semester in 2017 to open there. So that's when we're planning to move the equipment and get classes going at that location.
So there'll be a hub of activity going on, and it's going to be very exciting for you and for your department. And we thank you for what you're doing for Muskegon County and for MCC and all the work you're doing and taking time out of your busy schedule to talk with us this morning.
Thank you, Mary.
Well, thank you, and we want to thank you once again. There you have it. We've been talking with Dan RINSEMA-SYBENGA, Dean of Workforce and Talent Development here at MCC. And that's about all time we have for this segment, but don't go away. We'll be right back, and we'll be talking with his co-partner, with his colleague, Mrs. Valerie Shelby, and she'll talk a little bit more. When we went to break, we were speaking with Mr. Dan RINSEMA-SYBENGA, the Dean of Workforce and Talent Development, and he shared with us many projects and activities that's been going on. And right now, joining us, we have his colleague, Mrs. Val Shelby. And how long have you been with us, Val?
I've been here for a little over 2 years now.
Wonderful. She comes to us with just a lot of experience in grants, I believe, and workforce. And so she's going to talk with us today about our popular CAD CNC program, along with other programs that she's working with Dan on. Well, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk with us. And we talked last year, and you shared with us some important information about the grants and the programs that you were working on. And I believe that this year some have been added, some other grants have been added, and some exciting things have happened. So I'm just waiting. Why don't you begin by telling us a little bit about what's going on now?
Okay, well, in regards to the CAD CNC program, we actually have added, we have 4 programs now that go along with the CAD CNC. Those being, 2 being very short-term programs, it's 2 classes each. And then we have a certificate program that is a year long, and then we have the associate degree, which is a 2-year program. So we have those 4 classes that are specific to our CAD CNC grant, which we received, and our programs. In addition to that, we've recently added 2 additional certificates. One is the Pattern Maker Certificate, and the second one is the Manufacturing Automation Certificate. So both of those are 1-year programs, certificate programs, and both of those are stackable credentials. We've aligned those and developed those to be very similar to what we've done with our CAD CNC. So these 2 programs actually stack right into our CAD CNC associate degree. We're trying to align all of our short-term programs to have larger goals for people that want to continue their education.
Awesome. So the targeted audience, I heard you speak about that just a little bit, would be those who are seeking employment maybe in a short time, and then for those who want a little bit more training. Am I correct in assuming that?
Yes, that's correct. Originally, when we had first received the grant, the target audience was going to be those that were unemployed. And the reason for that was our economy was down at that time. But since that time, which is great, we actually have many more people that are here that are taking these classes that are already employed. So they're either underemployed and working in a separate field outside of manufacturing, or they're in entry-level manufacturing jobs, and they're looking to get additional skills so they can advance in their current employment. So, and then there's actually additional people that we have here. We have people that are here through internships for local companies and also apprenticeships that are becoming skilled trades workers.
That's awesome. So the funds that you have, are they for tuition assistance, or is there a separate entity together?
We actually partner with our local businesses that are actually sponsoring students to take these classes that are part of these programs. In addition to that, we are working with Michigan Works. It's actually recently changed to West Michigan Works, and they actually sponsor some of our students. Some of them they sponsor at an entry level, and some they sponsor all the way up to an associate's degree. So it really depends on the person, where they are, what their goals are, and then how it fits the best with employment.
Great, so that we're here to meet the needs of the student and also the employer.
Absolutely.
So what is the job market? From what I'm hearing, there must be a great need for more training in the Muskegon area.
There really is. We recently, I did some research, and our local economic development company that we work with is Muskegon Area First, and they actually have posted on their website that there are 2,500 manufacturing companies in the West Michigan area. So I'm working with numerous companies that are looking to fill positions that they're just struggling to fill. And it's from entry level all the way up to skilled trades and engineering. So it just really depends on the company and what the company is looking for. But there is a great need. And a lot of companies are actually saying to us, you know, we anticipate that there is even going to be greater need down the road.
Wow.
So they're saying, please help us to be able to get people enrolled and get the skills that they need. And we're looking at advanced manufacturing, automation, robotics, you know, things of that nature that just they are in desperate need of. And they see, as they're getting new updated equipment, that they need people that can actually operate and program the equipment.
Well, that's a wonderful partnership. So what is the percentage of those who complete this training and finding a job for those who are not being retrained or for those who are first timers?
If somebody comes in and they are ready to work, they will find work. That's the great thing, is after taking just a couple of classes, people have had no problem getting a job. Although we don't guarantee or necessarily place, we do refer students. We help them with any type of employability skills that they need. So we'll help them look at their resume and just help prep them for interviews. But really looking at their transferable skills, because many people coming in have skills already that they just don't realize can be transferred into a manufacturing environment. So it's helping them identify what those skills are and for them to be able to communicate that to our local employers. But with a little bit of, I have an example, if it's
Go
okay
ahead,
if I provide
please.
it. I recently had somebody that came in that was working in a different type of company. He actually was a salesperson, and he came in and he said, you know, I really need to, I'm not working right now, but he had a great work history and great communication skills. And he said, I really need to, you know, get into manufacturing. I hear that this is the wave of the future, and I'm looking for long-time employment. And so he was able to, in the middle of taking 2 classes here at the college, he was able to actually get a job through a temporary service doing manufacturing work. And there's such a great need that people are constantly thinking they have to have experience to be able to get a job in manufacturing, but going through a temp service is a great opportunity, because he started off making $11 an hour, which is not a large salary, but for entry level, without having any experience, or I should say without having the manufacturing experience, but with having a couple classes that he's almost finished with, he did have some skills. So he has an opportunity of moving up to $19 an hour. So
great.
yes, and a lot of our temp services are doing what's called trial to hire, where you actually, a student or a person, an employee would go work at a company for 90 days, and then it would be determined if they would be hired or not. So they're not sitting out there working for a temp agency for a long time, and they're able to get that experience that the employers definitely are looking for.
Well, see, this is good news, because a few years ago we were on the other end of the spectrum where there weren't many jobs available in industry.
Right.
So now we're coming back around, so that's good for the economy in Muskegon County and surrounding counties. We love that. And what can we say? You have a few minutes. Talk about the grant. Talk about what that does for us here at MCC and how that can help us to train more people for the job.
Well, I currently have, my role here is really a liaison between students and employers. So on one end of the spectrum, I'm working with students to help them get the skills that they need because they're looking for long-term employment. And I'm helping them also get through their education. So if somebody says to me, I want to get an entry-level job, but I really want to continue to advance these skills, how do I do it? We can actually look at an array of programs that are offered, and it can be tailored to what they're looking for. So based on what their needs are, whether it's employment or getting an associate's degree, we can help them from beginning to end. And with my role here at the college, I actually work directly with the students to make sure that they have no problems here, that there's no bottlenecks, that they're able to get their financial aid paperwork submitted through the FAFSA, that they're able to see the opportunities for jobs, that they get the classes that they need registered. You know, it's a matter of helping them as quickly as possible navigate through the college and all of the resources here to be able to get their degree and get the education they're looking for. And of course, based on what their needs are. And each person is different.
This is so true, and this has been needed in the Muskegon County for a while, and we really appreciate what you've done and your efforts that you've made to help our students.
Thank you.
They are the #1 priority because we are Muskegon Community College. And well, Val, it's been an honor talking with you today.
Thank you.
And I'm sure there's other things that are entailed in your job, but what we speaking to the community is speaking to the students right now. If you would give them a one statement give me one statement to tell them that could make them feel at ease.
If you're looking for work, give us a call. If you want to get into manufacturing, you can go to work. The jobs are there. So give me a call. I'd be more than happy to help you through the process.
Great. Now give them a phone number that they can call.
My phone number is 231-777-0217.
Well, thank you, Val. And once again, we've been talking with Mrs. Val Shelby. She is the grant coordinator of talent and workforce development here at Muskegon Community College. And Val, we're just happy to have you, and we're happy about the partnerships in our community. And because of you, we can make things happen for our students. As we're about to leave you today, we thank you for being a part of us. We thank you for being our audience and being with us as we take a glimpse into what Muskegon Community College is all about and our community outreach programs. You heard it here first. MCC is the place to be. If you're looking for a job, call Val Shelby. She can help you get started. 231-777-0217. And when you think of community, you think of MCC. And I want to see you again next time. My name is Marianne Williams, CE Course Coordinator and your host for this show. You can email me at mary.williams@muskegoncc.edu. Let me hear from you. See you again real soon.